OMG, baby, tell him.
Cool. All right, so welcome to Powered by Backers. I'm here with Svetlana Ratnikova. How are you, Svetlana? Good, awesome, fabulous, awesome. Thank you for joining me here. So Svetlana, you run Immigrant Women in Business, correct? So obviously you work with, we were sort of talking a little bit beforehand here. You work with a lot of, immigrant women, or specifically women in business. You help them through the process, I guess, setting up their business, figuring out their clients, and everything. So before I bastardize what you do, why don't you tell everyone what you do, and then we can go on from there. So again, thank you for joining me. So what is it that Immigrant Women in Business? What is it that you guys do?
We help immigrant women to succeed in business.
Perfect.
So we do a lot of networking events. Being in business for many years, I understand that a lot of it is in here and in your mind. So we have 4 chapters, about 4 or 5 events today, in today's days, online events per month. And about 50% of our attendee, our audience, they're looking for something. They're looking for the right mentors. A lot of them, they're lacking that confidence, right? I mean, that's what we always say, that it's in your mindset, right? So that's why we do a lot of power of example. We touch people, we are with people, we are very active like any leaders, right? And Immigrant Women in Business, I'm a for-profit thinker. All my businesses were for-profit, but this is a non-profit, so I become a community leader as well.
Right.
So you become resourceful at that extent that you know that you can help more people, right? And you include people who you usually don't interact with, but being resourceful, again, as leader with many years of experience, building relationship with a lot of people, so you understand the importance of giving hand to everyone who have dream and inspiration to do something. And that's what we do. We help everyone who already run the business, who want to scale it, or have dreams and they do not know where to start.
Perfect. And so we touched on it just very briefly there before we jumped on the call here, but what are you finding is sort of one of the biggest issues people are having in sort of this environment with a lot of the people that you work with? What are you seeing, and what would you give advice, or what are you telling people, I guess?
Like to David, our challenging.
Well, the challenging environment that we're in. Yeah.
Obviously, traditional businesses got hit, right? But that's what we've been telling people, leaders who've been around for a long time, that money is being made online.
Right.
And money is, most of the purchases done online for so many years. And for a number of years, as leaders, we always advise people, get online. Make sure that your business is online, or part of your business is online, or invest in businesses that are online for many different reasons, right? Because you're not tied into other things that you sometimes can't control, right? And it's a business that never sleeps. It's 24 hours. It's a global economy. For me, it did pay me very well as a Canadian entrepreneur, because I always say that Canadian flag is one of the best form of marketing globally. People want to buy Canadian products, right? They trust Canadian products. So the lesson for today, those people who are not capitalizing on online distribution of product and services, it's a great lesson to start today.
Yeah, better late than never, right? It's yeah.
And it just makes a lot of sense. It eliminates, that's why we love online, right? It eliminates not needed expense. Who needs to pay 50% of the product that you buy from Shoppers Drug Mart for the shelf versus the quality of the product, right? That is the old way of distributing the product. It's a new way for many years. And Canadians, obviously, North American world, we have great capitalism. We have a lot of help to start any business. Anybody can do it, really. So, but if people need a little bit correction to find their passion, which product and service, or I have the product, and I always look at the products and evaluate a lot of businesses, and I say, yeah, you have a great product, but your customers, they're not here. your customers are in China or India and in Mexico, right?
Right.
Or can be other way around. So
Right.
we live in a very exciting times, obviously, for us entrepreneurs. We capitalize and we want to give this joy of freedom to other people.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely, I think I was on with someone yesterday. We were talking about, sort of the globalization and just, if they've been talking about it for 10 years that you need to be online or 15 years, right? First it was, you need a website. Pretty much if you don't have a website now, I mean, I don't know what you're doing, but then it's, then you need an app, or you need to be doing social media, you need to be doing, and now every business sort of probably, they start, all the businesses, like you just mentioned, traditional businesses, if they didn't realize it 6 months ago, they definitely realize it now, right? So, or they're out of business, right? There's, I heard a stat, and, maybe the stat is probably incorrect because it's probably 5 days old, but, they said at least 10% of businesses, restaurants specifically, that have closed will never reopen. And the stat might be 20%, it might be even higher. Right. So if you think about, I was talking with somebody yesterday where, we were saying, imagine if you had 5 restaurants or a chain of restaurants and you had built a social media following. And today you could say to them, hey, we're cooking this in the back of the kitchen. Do you want to order some? And then we'll deliver it to you. Right. And so it becomes that, ability to now touch people that, aren't walking in your door. Right. So it's probably too late now to start doing that for some people, but like I said, better late than never for others, right? So,
but at the same time, I mean, we're looking at it as a great learning curve, like anything else.
Exactly.
I mean, we're so fortunate to live in Canada. Nobody is going to die here from starvation, or there are always people to help, resources available. And for your audience, anybody needs help with anything, we always find a way to help people. We work with shelters. We work with people who are serial entrepreneurs, have 38 investment properties, 5 businesses, and open another one. And they become part of the organization because they love the giving spirit and they understand the happiness is growth. They need to do something. They need to build another business. They need to find another way to help people, right?
Exactly.
So they're absolutely amazing right now.
So tell me a little bit about what specifically your organization, Immigrant Women in Business, what is it that you guys do? You run events. Is it more focused, you just mentioned there, on sort of giving back to the community, so bringing in entrepreneurs to help them sort of give back, or are the events purely around networking, or give me sort of, what are some of the focuses, or is it all of the above?
Yes, I mean, I'm an economist, right? I mean, in any business person, we always study trends, all right? Trend is today millennials, right? Millennials, most of them, what do they want to do? They want to be engaged to make a difference in the world.
Right.
That's why social enterprise is on a rise, impact investment, right? We're in a conscious capitalism stage of development of the economy. We're very fortunate. The economy that we used to build businesses for money is long gone. I used to call it cars and diamonds capitalism. I never participated in that. I was fortunate to be given so much love from my mother that I always throughout my career, I did something good for people. I could never do things for money. And it wasn't great in my subconscious. But obviously, the whole world is today coming together to make a difference. I mean, simple leaders like yourself, like myself, all the people who are around me, they find it unacceptable. But even today, in 2020, each and every 10 seconds, the child dies from starvation and malnutrition.
Right.
I mean, my parent company is Immigrant Women in Business is a project of my parent company. My parent company is a for-profit social enterprise. And there's another need. When we came out from the retirement, I decided to make an impact. For us, it's very important to make measurable impact. We find out that each and every 5th child come to school in Canada hungry without breakfast.
Wow.
We find it unacceptable. I looked at the stat in our indigenous community. And again, as somebody who came from another country, who was able to capitalize on a beautiful Canadian growth of the economy, on a stable, honest economy, I found it totally unacceptable. And millennials, obviously, they were born with internet. They were born with that information that often in our generation, we didn't have it available. We had information coming to us from mass media, right? So they were born with mobile devices that could find a lot of different things, and that's what they found unacceptable. So that's how they start pushing that trend and doing good. They also found it unacceptable. So a big umbrella for immigrant women in business is social enterprise and impact investment. All people who become executive leaders, founding members, board members, they all are participating actively in creating measurable, tangible impact in the different areas of their expertise and whatever cause they are choosing. But most of it is a for-profit thinking, but still backed by doing something good.
So social, yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's interesting. That's, yeah, I mean, definitely there's been, you know, in the past 10 years, very much so 5 years, you know, very much a shift towards sort of social enterprise, as you said, like social entrepreneurship, and really giving back to your community, being a leader in the community, right? So,
I mean, it's just the growth of capitalism, right? I mean, in the reality, right. My son is 32, right? I mean, our kids, they looked at their parents and what did they see? Yes, do we have wealth? Absolutely. Many of us, we do. How many of baby boomers are really happy? Right. Where all those antidepressant pills they came from? From us doing things for money. And the most importantly, we didn't really have that capitalism available. The definition of wealth used to be, and success used to be, only money.
Yeah.
That's no wonder, actually, when people they're looking, I mean, we deal with a lot of millennials. We hire millennials in our companies all the time. And I mean, I feel for them, but if you educate it, it's really pretty straightforward. I mean, you understand that that's a huge opportunity. Right. Baby boomers did things for money, so that's why things are screwed up, right? Because nobody created anything for people. That's why new business models get born. That's why we have now cryptocurrency, blockchain, transparency, because it fights corruption. It fights not needed margin that is floating around and not doing anything good. So now it's cleaner and meaner, self-employed economy. And that type of thinking, that growth of the economy and where we are right now. So that's why my son is always saying that's his favorite phrase, and he's a leader in cryptocurrency. It's an exciting time to be alive. It is indeed.
Yeah, no, definitely. I guess I haven't really thought of it that way, but the whole notion of, I mean, I guess that is why, you know, sort of why I do what I do is, you know, I don't want to live the life that, you know, the traditional being, you know, 9 to 5, go to work, you know, and just do what you're supposed to do for no real reason other than money, right? And to, you know, get the house and, you know, have the money and, you know, but you're really not accomplishing anything. There's no real outcome, right? You just go to work, come home, go to work, come home, right? And kind of waste your life away, right? Not actually creating or doing anything, right?
Absolutely. But I mean, if you want to be happy and wealthy, let's call it resource wealthy, and I mean, it's never in 9 to 5. I mean,
no,
it's people who have jobs, and there are the number of jobs. I'm pretty sure scientists. I mean, they innovate, they create amazing jobs, right? I mean, people they create miracles in the job market. But in the reality, most innovation and comes from entrepreneurial world, right? I mean. Positive disruption. I mean, us making a decision. Yes, it's like immigrant women in business. I mean, what am I going to wait? Like, I did see the need. I mean, then you start doing it like anything else. But that's where how the wealth is being created. It's never in 9 to 5. In my definition of wealth is it's not what you have, it's how much you do with what you have, right? You get to the different levels so you can help so many more people, right? I mean, the first definition, yes, I mean, you don't look at the price of the menu and you don't have an alarm clock, and then you can buy gifts, but then you grow to the next level. Okay, what can I do with my resources to make bigger impact, right? That's just, it's a basic growth for any leader. And part of our membership in Immigrant Women in Business, they feed indigenous people.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you work with indigenous women to help support them to some
So we
extent?
have one of the board members, it's indigenous person. Yes, I do
Okay.
have indigenous friends, obviously, and we study data. I came from marketing research and economics background. I mean, we look at numbers, right? We don't need to see news, right? I mean, we look at numbers. I mean, what is the need? Of course, we do know them. I mean, we have a lot of friends there. We've been there. We know that it's in a lot of places they don't have simple food for kids. So that's why juvenile diabetes in indigenous community massively on the rise. Why? Because they don't have high nutrient based food. They feed those kids with
pop and chips,
box food and pop. I mean the white sugar and white flour based food. I mean, of course, after 10 years eating that food, you'll never be healthy. So I mean, obviously, I'm the mother myself. I mean, none of the parents they wish it to their kids, right? So that once we see the need, we want to act on that. Mm-hmm.
Right. Cool. So how many members do you have in the group?
So we have the core of 65. They come from different countries.
Okay.
Most of them, they already made it. They made it in a traditional standard. So they came to the organization to help others.
Okay.
It was very interesting because when I opened up, I had a core of people who were like me, who done things, and then what? Then you sell, and you retire, and then you buy something big and you play, and then if you're self-made, that retirement is being described by me always how many martinis you can drink, right? You get bored very fast. So number of those, about 6, when I started Immigrant Women in Business, they were in the same boat. And I said, girls, let's go do it. Actually, they came to me, said, Svetlana, remember? Okay, let's do that, right?
Right.
So it's how it started. Then, obviously, we live in Canada. It's multicultural. Toronto is super multicultural city.
Right.
So we speak 200 plus different languages. So I brought other ladies who are influential in their multicultural communities. So with that merging, that network of those people, I mean, I have a lady who ran for 15 years, Canadian Portuguese Association, another lady, Turkish Business Association. So they already build their networks, they build relationship with people. That's how we build businesses, especially immigrants. We only grow our businesses mainly through a relationship, right? And we merge it all together. And with all that now massive network of established relationship, we help people with practical advice and most important with connections. So those are the core, and we have bunch of members who attend our events. Part of our benefits, they get mentoring sessions, right? They get mentoring sessions from, in my opinion, they're qualified entrepreneurs, right? Who walk and who can give that practical advice. But what's interesting, if you show them the passion, the love, determination, if you move fast, a lot of them become investors in your business, right? We deal with people usually industry specific. And if I've done my first business in natural body care, obviously beautiful people, they come to me with the same passion, and I can help them not only with practical advice, but with my connections in selling, in distributing, in manufacturing, in investing. So it becomes a healthy growth for both of us, right? Because for us, it gives us joy to help people as well, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's sort of what the Backers platform is. We're a software as a service social funding platform. Basically, we enable businesses to raise capital by selling equity in their business to their crowd. So when you're talking about having that audience, having that network, and being able to go out and actually talk to them and have that direct relationship, and then that inherently makes them want to be a part of your organization and potentially invest in your business, right? That's
beautiful. We have to find a way to work together. I mean, that sounds like
definitely. We're
positive collaboration right on the school right now.
Yeah, let's do it. Right. Let's figure it out. Definitely. So I mean, we work with a large number of entrepreneurs, both men and women, from a wide range of sectors, product, service, industry, selling, doing a number of different things. Creators, we've got a lot of sort of what would be the term? Not so much inventors, but like people who are creating new products, new ideas, new solutions, startups, so they're trying to figure out how to take it to market. So we do a sort of a 90-day accelerator program, and then we enable them to launch a campaign on our platform. So it's pretty
and
cool.
You're in Canada, right?
Yeah, we're in Toronto. Yeah, we're Toronto
You're
based.
here
Yeah.
in Toronto,
Yeah.
and you connect people with funding. I get it, right?
So we're the platform.
Okay.
So what happens is they work with us. We help them sort of build their business case, their business plan. Help them with their branding, help them build out their audience, that network that will help them, sort of long term, their customers, users, clients. So we help them sort of grow that, and then we actually are the physical web-based digital platform that they launch their campaign on. And so the campaign is, think of just like a product being sold. There's a video, there's a description of their product, which is their business. And then people literally click a button, I want to invest. Think of Kickstarter, but Kickstarter is more rewards based. Instead, it's with our platform, they actually are buying stock or shares in the company. So it's kind of like a private securities exchange where they're able to go in and buy, they can raise up to $1.5 million on the platform, and investors can put in as little as $100. So it's for retail investors. They can go up to 2,500. So it's great, opportunity for your community to support your business in a more, secure fashion, right? Rather than you can't go to your family and friends and be like, hey, can you give me $500? And they'll laugh at you, right? But if you say,
I never like that. Right?
Yeah, exactly. But if you say, hey, you can invest in my business and you're going to get actual, shares in my business, and if I am successful, we're all successful. Then that becomes more of a concrete way of them supporting you, and you kind of creating a community around your business.
No, absolutely. And it allows people to get engaged, to learn about the business. A lot of them, I clearly see it in my community. They have the passion, but they need a leader sometimes, and that could be the perfect way in for them, right?
Exactly.
Maybe they're not ready to jump themselves. Maybe they have all the skills, but maybe they have 5 kids. Maybe it's, they really need partners to run anything that's what they're going to start. And it's a perfect way for them. It's actually a great way for immigrants, because a lot of our immigrants, I deal with a lot of Muslim, with South Asian communities, and they do have 3, 4, 5 kids. And that's a lot of kids. And they're driven. They want to. They come to this country. They obviously want to be excellent example for their kids and to step up and to become the leader. But it's tough.
It's very difficult. Yeah, definitely. And so if they can get, if they can get the community support behind them, right, and everyone kind of working, pushing or pulling in the same direction, then it makes it that much easier. So that's our platform. Backers. That's sort of what we do. So I guess I'll kind of go to. I like that train of thought. So, in your experience, what are some of the successes that you've seen where you've brought someone into your sort of program, or that you've been mentoring, and then where do you see people going? Do you have some success stories you'd love to share, or some people that you can think of?
My success stories is always sales related. I understand that the definition of business is, whether you're profitable or not. I'm on the sales side of things, and I do help people to scale their businesses, often through creative marketing. But a lot of it's like basic business. Basic business is building relationship, providing value, relationship. And a lot of immigrants, they come to this country and it takes time to build relationship, right? When they tap into us. So for us, for me, it's a normal scenario to see people to having 100 customers to 500 customers within a year from now, right? So we have businesses. All of our business ladies, they have great products and services, and they do build like anybody else, one customer at the time. But here, through our activities, through our immigrant network, immigrants want to help immigrants. It becomes relationship marketing on steroids. In addition to that, you give them. We kind of run on spiritual and giving umbrella. I always say that one of the best form of marketing is go help somebody unconditionally. And that's what I would say it excels relationship marketing, right? Because they naturally just help people, and we know that through businesses, when you just go help people without looking at it. Okay, so how much I can sell you of that insurance? If you actually look at you, yes, I mean, you have a manufacturing facility, I can sell you huge insurance now, but I tell you honestly that you don't need to change your insurance. Then you'll get enormous amount of leads from that person, because I mean, not many people, they do that, majority they don't. And that's what I would say, that what kind of people we attract. And that's why anybody who comes to us, I mean, they escalate their business pretty fast, right? Because it's just it becomes organic growth of customers, right? And a lot of them, like founding members, it's a different category. A lot of them, they have resources, they can do a lot of different things. But the basic members, I would say getting them from offline to online is critically expediting their business, because I mean, the whole source of leads becomes online. And it's just, I mean, again, we're talking about online, but I mean, source of leads, all the customers are online. And if you get up in the morning, you always tell them in your inbox, where it's on Facebook, LinkedIn, email, MailChimp, any platforms, you don't have people coming and asking you for business, you're not doing things right, because you can do that. And it doesn't need to cost money. You can do it by yourself, right? And this would be, I would say, basic stuff, maybe for people who are more senior in business. But I find a lot of people, they don't have them. So we literally put them online, and we tell them how to position, what to do online, so they actually have lead generation. And it's applied to decluttering business, cleaning business, traditional businesses, salons, clinics, hair studios, selling online supplements, beauty products, fashion, any industry is basically the same. Because even if you're selling offline, again, we talked about it, still people make a decision to buy your product by getting educated online.
Right.
And I would say this is our strength, because I clearly see that. Okay, so you have a great product and service. We can do from here to there, and it won't take long. It'll take a year, but it's going to get there. And this is, you probably see it all the time, but maybe because I deal with immigrants, right? A lot of immigrants, they come here, they don't really know. A lot of female entrepreneurs, again, from Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka. I mean, it's a different business, or let's face it, in most of those countries, they were not even allowed to be business. Right? So that they come here, everything is new for them. They heard about traditional business, right? So I would say what's basic for you and me, it's
not
for them, it's a miracle, miracle story, right?
Yeah.
We help them so much that they are just, oh my goodness. I mean, my business just scaled up like within a year, right?
Yeah.
Which is ABC today, right? Especially we have good products and service. I mean, you can sell.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's very interesting you brought that up. I guess, you know, we're obviously talking about immigrant, you know, and they're coming from other countries, which, the rules and regulations, and obviously women in many other countries around the world don't have the same ability or capabilities to do what they can here in Canada, right? So a lot of things are very,
half of the females around the world, they don't have basic human rights.
Right, exactly.
You know that, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
we're lucky to be here in Canada, right?
That's what I say to all my female mothers. I mean, you came to this country to make a difference. You didn't come here to have a job.
Right.
Because having a job, you can be in Russia, in Brazil, and other countries, right? Because it's here. Here you can step up. There's enough resources, leaders, mentors. There's honest rules. Rules are working. In most of the countries, people, they do things. They have to deal with corruption. They have to deal with mafia. Even in, I mean, look at Russia. I mean, how much money people can make in Russia. I mean, here we build businesses, traditional businesses. It would take you a lot of investment, like 25 years ago and 20 years ago without internet, and 7, 8, 9 years of building it up, right?
Right.
So in Russia, I mean, 3 years, and you're good to go, right? But
they're paying somebody
actually have the business. Actually have the business that would that you can leave a legacy for your kids. No, I mean, you have the business that mafia can come and take it away anytime, right? So you don't have that stability. You don't have that future. I mean, the amount of gratitude I always have for Canada, and we always start our events with gratitude. And my first gratitude to Canada, because it allows people to really find who they are. And again, this is an entrepreneurial journey. And even if your husband and rich, you don't need the money, do the church, do something, do initiative that you're engaged in helping people, because this is the definition of happiness, right? Do something good. And that's what Canada allows you to do. I mean, I absolutely love and adore this country. We have a lot of work to do in Canada, but it's absolutely from female perspective. I can tell you, living in different countries and building my first business in Russia and dealing now with multicultural community. I mean, the level of progress that females, immigrants can have in this country, I mean, it just, you cannot buy that. And this is the gift that I bring to people often, that they come and they say, I know that it's there, but how do I start, right? I said, just start. We'll start together, right? So let's just do that. Because
take the first step, right? Just dive right in kind of thing.
So that's what we always say. That's what my son always says, just start a little bit, just a little. And that's what we help them do. That's why I also believe that kindness, this is one of my favorite words in vocabulary in anything we do, because sometimes a little touch, a little smile, a little hug would make a huge difference in people's, right? And after 3 years running the organization, I have people coming from all over, and after they were at the event 2 years ago, and now they're writing me the letters. Each and every morning I receive emails. Oh, Svetlana, remember I was at your event, you inspired me so much, and now I have my business. I bought the franchise, or I started my business. And that's what we want to see. That's the power of example. That's why leaders like you and me, we step up and do things, which is obviously, it's a lot of hard work.
It's I mean, that's the one thing that we talk. We obviously talk to a lot of people who have ideas, they want to start a business, and 100% I say, if you want to do it, get started. Like, today's the day. Yesterday was the day. Today's the day. Don't wait till tomorrow, right? But one of the things that I also say is that it is very difficult. There is a lot of work. If you think 9 to 5 is hard, try working, 5 to 9, right? Getting up early, and it's an 18-hour day. And if you don't have passion and enjoy what you're doing, you'll be done very quickly, right? You'll give up, you'll quit, right? So that's, it's definitely not for everyone, but it definitely has its rewards that are completely, way beyond what anything else could ever come close to, right? So that's cool. So let's think so we talked about maybe doing this live on air. Let's think, so how do you think we could collaborate? What would be a good way for immigrant women in business and backers to collaborate? What would be an idea off the top of your head that we could maybe do something to work together?
Let's get educated. Let me get educated at exactly what you do. Obviously, let me look at your leadership team. I mean, I appreciate your beautiful, handsome, intelligent face, right? I mean,
I don't know about any of those things you just said. I maybe. Anyways,
I'm just giving you a compliment.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, little things, when people, they reach out and do the stuff, it's part of leadership. That's what we teach to other people, recognize other leaders. We're also humans like me and you and everybody else who's doing things. We also go through challenges. We need to support each other, right? Because there's a lot of hard work, and we also go up and down, right? So it was just a natural compliment to you as a leader, because you reached out. I mean, you decided to create something to support other people. And I know that you're doing it for that reason.
Exactly.
So take the compliment. Maybe you're not handsome.
I appreciate it. I'm sort of handsome in a rugged whatever. Yeah. Anyways.
To me, the people who are handsome, who are not lazy. So I'm very tough on people. You're saying that entrepreneurship not for everybody. I always say just start something, because again, definition of happiness is progress. You need to constantly learn. And if you didn't have a chance, if you didn't have the right parents, if you didn't have the right upbringing to build your habits of success, you're not going to be a happy person. And I deal with mothers, Justin. And for me, I mean, this is the change starts at home. If
Right.
mother choose to be lazy, excuse my language, fat and depressed,
Right.
we are not going far.
Right.
So for me, it's for everyone to step up as a leader. That's how we build better homes, better economies, one person at the time, one family at the time. And each and every mother gotta step up to show the leadership, right? I mean, if you've got a mother, you want to show them the way to go, you step up and become a leader. They don't listen what you get to say.
Yeah, exactly.
They
yes.
what you do.
They see, yeah, exactly. Do what I say, not what I do, but it's the opposite, right?
100%.
Yeah.
So that's why I stand behind entrepreneurship in any shape and form, especially today when internet is there, that anybody can create, get educated, stop watching TV, stop eating donuts or whatever people eat there and thinking from one food to another. Go get educated and decide wisely. You can find your passion. And again, it doesn't cost anything, but it comes from reading, from educating yourself, and opening your heart, what is there, and then it'll come to you, that passion. And then like anything else, we do things. That's why we love business. It is simple.
Yeah.
You just have to choose to work on yourself mainly, right? And I believe that we owe to ourselves to step up in life. We live only once.
Right.
And I'm also very tough on people, and all my immigrants, nobody complains in my network. They know better. So if I see them on an event second, third, fourth time and keep telling me that they want to do something and they're not acting, they get one of those from me.
Right. That's, it's good motivation. And personal development, 100%. And constantly learning, upgrading, and now, with the internet, you can learn and read and find out about anything for free.
I mean, you can all look at Facebook. I mean,
Facebook, YouTube,
you can sell anything on Facebook. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Show me the excuse, please.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that the ability to just, if you have the perseverance and you have the sort of get up and go and the drive to go out and do it, you can accomplish whatever you want, basically.
Yes, drive, perseverance, absolutely. Massive action. I mean, you would have to work hard, especially if you're starting the business with no money. But you can. I was showing to immigrant women in business. I didn't invest anything in immigrant women in business. I was showing nonprofit people because I had a bunch of millennials coming to me and say, "Oh, Svetlana, I have this passion, but government doesn't give me the money, grants to start my business." And I was looking at them. What are you talking about? I mean, you actually have to start doing something. Then if you are showing that you have great financial statements, if you're got people who are your customers, maybe your members, your sponsors, then government will help you. Yeah, it was one of the reasons I invest zero in immigrant women in business. And I was showing them, you can do it from nothing. Right. I mean, my website is from all the pictures. Go on my website. It's from the first event. We did the event. I did all the pictures. I said, "Oh, here's the website."
There you go.
Anything, right? So it's really, it is simple. The life is simple. And I mean, my message is always for people, because I mean, I see a lot of obviously immigrants who are not happy, right? It's another reason why I decided to open immigrant women in business, because I live here for 26 years and I talk to my friends. I mean, my mentors taught me in the first couple of years when I moved to Canada. I surrounded myself with great mentors. I hunted them down myself. We didn't have LinkedIn or anything, but I thought to myself, okay, if I want to get ahead in this country,
you need to have.
I better surround myself with those people. I mean, they were not standing on a bus station or in a library. That's where I could go, but I did find them. And this is the strength of having the right mentors, because they taught me, Svetlana, all those nice people around you who like to come to your home, eat your Russian borscht and hang around with you. No, they don't have the same goals in life with you. You have to tell them no. That's another huge lesson for people. Those people who are not like-minded, there's no time.
Right.
Surround yourself with people who only think positive.
Yeah.
Big goals. And who never give up, who have this attitude of never giving up of your dreams. And I find that's what people, they don't do often, because it's a very difficult decision, especially for those. I mean, let's face it, everybody at the end of the day wants to be liked, appreciated, right? It's not the trait of the leadership. It's nothing to be liked about. It's you do.
It's a very lonely role,
Yes,
right?
so that's
Yes.
why we are so grateful now to connect and put
Yeah.
tribes together, the platforms where the all leaders reconnect.
Yeah.
That's why the form of marketing and business today is collaboration
Yeah.
with
Definitely.
leaders.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to do because
Yeah.
we all have egos, right? I mean, we've done things, have all those zeros in our accounts, but it's so impactful for people in our community to show that leaders, they work together.
Right.
I mean, this is actually very empowering.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else I can. I mean, obviously, we need to find a way to work together, and it's just a matter of me looking.
Yeah, we'll connect. We'll
Looking
for
at your
sure. Yeah.
production and look at your online stuff, and we can merge it online and offline as well. So we do a lot of events. We can bring you as an educator. You can tell them the benefits, right? I mean, it doesn't come from me, it has to come from you. I'll bring you as our partner and you educate them on our platforms, through webinars and events. We have different chapters, so we can bring you anywhere and you educate them, and it's all done through education, right?
Yeah, definitely.
We'll do that, and in other way around. I mean, it's just
I think we'd love to. I mean, right now you're talking to our audience through this, so again, thank you for sort of coming on. And what I'll do is maybe I'll tell them to ask some questions, and then maybe we can do a follow-up session maybe down the road where we kind of answer some of the questions, and we can connect you to them and see if any of the people in our audience would. I actually have a couple in mind that I think would be great for your group, immigrant women who are in our group, who are in business, creating some really cool, inventive, ingenious products. So I think it'd be great to connect them with you for sure, to kind of get that different level of support. So
that's 100%. And then we'll do the webinar or something, so you educate people how they can benefit being on your platform, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's so simple. Our webinars, I mean, it's easy now, right?
Yeah, definitely.
To educate people, and let's get them to like you. And our girls, they're pretty lonely because we deal with girls mainly. It's about 15% we have now gentlemen as part of our organization.
Oh yeah.
At first, they came those who obviously believe in women empowerment.
Right.
Senior level leaders who hired ladies and gentlemen, and they find that in their experience, they find that ladies, they perform well, especially in sales and marketing and relationship marketing. We're just good in building relationship, right? So we start attracting gentlemen, but now more and more they're coming. And now my girls are obviously lonely because even people like me, we didn't have 25 years women empowerment. All my mentors, they were guys, right? And I started, even though in my parent company, they're all gentlemen there. I'm one and only one female, but I mean, we do a lot of gatherings with our immigrant women in business. And I could tell my 50 plus years old ladies, they're just, okay, we need to do something with gentlemen. So I think it's a perfect time because it's the time. But I mean, again, we deal with a lot of South Asian and Muslim communities, and they're very careful, right? So, but I mean, doing what we're doing, it attracts right people on board, right organization, and right leaders like yourself who believe in women empowerment, who believe in that we are equal, right? And we can do same things, you and me. I mean, it's
100%.
Yeah, so I think it's very healthy. You came to the right time as well. Thank you. I appreciate your time very much. So
awesome. Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll end the sort of the live. But I want to thank you, Svetlana, for coming on. Yes. We'll definitely have to collaborate. Everyone watching, again, be sure to join us tomorrow as well. We've got another great guest. Svetlana, is there any parting words you'd like to maybe say to our audience as far as what should they, I don't know, any parting words, any words of wisdom, last words of advice?
Always uplift, support, uplift, inspire. That's one of my favorite mottos. Anybody who comes to your neighbor, dog, male, female, old or young, we have to leave people better than they came to us, with more resources, feeling more positive. And it doesn't really matter who they are, right? I mean, that's simple. Walking down the street and seeing homeless. I mean, they're human beings. I mean, ask their name, buy them food, have a conversation, right?
Right.
So treating everybody with that high level of respect. I mean,
Respect. Yeah.
would be my that would be my always. And I always say, from my experience, often from somebody who cleans floors in McDonald's, you learn more from PhD and MBAs of the world. Sorry, PhDs, but I mean, those people, they're more humble and
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
real life, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely. Awesome. Well, Svetlana, thank you very much for joining me. We'll end it there and enjoy your day. Stay safe.
Will do.
Right,
Thank
bye.
you, Justin.
Thanks,
Take care.
Svetlana. Okay, bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.